Feels like I'm meant to strike. Flat earth beneath my feet, knowing I'm here to meet. Ocean's edge, it calls my name. Purpose in this life's game. Horizons line so clear, God's love brings me near. Flat earth made by him, my journey long yet thin. Purpose found in every day, guided by his gentle sway. Mountains tallly standing.
Yo, Flavs, what's up? Good to see you all. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you could make it. It's going to be exciting because today we're going to attempt again the Birdman debunk. This time, hopefully, without any interruptions. But we do have Roger in the house, Ryan, Dave, and PJ. How you guys doing?
Oh, groovy.
Was that wonderful?
Oh, groovy. I do have to go over because Vicky's got a stream in an hour with the Sergio's.
Yeah. Please do put a link in as well so we can share it.
Nice one, dude. Nice one.
But yeah, because I was only going to have an hour stream tonight.
I know that's what planned round is now, but yeah.
But because I was supposed to go over to Sean from King in Context after this at 10. And unfortunately, we had to reschedule it for Friday because he had to take his wife to the doctor. So I hope everything's okay there. But yeah, I'll be talking to Kingdom in Context, Sean, on Friday night now at 10 Central African time.
Nice.
Looking forward to that. And then Sunday, it's going to be Mr. Sergio. Again, Better Than Gold. He's going to be trying to do another presentation on Satan's short season. We'll see how that goes. And then let's see PJ's I know. But we have to give everybody a fair shot.
I know. He does. He says a few things on my channel. He hasn't had the platform to say the full lot, but I mean, he has brought it up a few times.
But
I don't mind him doing it. It's just
we love Sergio.
Absolutely.
We pray for him. We say everything's cool, and we move on. I mean, we got no issues. We just don't see eye to eye with some things.
Definitely.
And then Vara's flatback challenge will be on Monday evening. So, guys, do stay tuned for all that. Please hit the likes, share the show. Really, really do appreciate you guys. You want me to quickly show that link of yours, Dave?
Yeah, you guys, they're going to go to the moon wearing Prada, baby.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. They're going to be wearing Prada. This is from the latest from space.com.
I'd rather wear Gucci. Come on.
This is some crazy
Artemis
shit.
Moonsuit designed by Axiom Space and Prada, revealed in Milan. I'm sorry. I want to ask you guys some very simple question, though. If you're trying to save money, is Prada the people to go to save money?
No.
And then have it unveiled at a fashion show in Milan, you know? Oh, for fuck's sake.
Do they have a catwalk for the spacesuit?
There's the whole thing.
My
Look at
word.
that. Oh,
Oh man, that's classic.
Stylish yet functional. See,
Yeah, I know.
you know, if you don't want the other aliens to laugh at you for having off the rack spacesuits now, do you? You get up there and say, "Screw you, ET! I'm wearing Prada, bro." You know.
Don't you think after all these years they would have updated the look of it better, though?
They're gonna have
It still looks like a cactus up his butt.
They're gonna have Gucci bags to put the moon rocks in too. See?
Gucci and Prada both. Yeah. Nice. Did Tiffany make the glass helmet too?
Yeah, Tiffany made the helmet. There you go.
Oh man. Oh wow.
I remember going to Vegas and went to the Tiffany store. My youngest daughter was in there, and she's like pointing at this and that, like they got it all locked up, and they got these $7,000 price tags on small little items. Like, I gotta go. I'll see you. Bye-bye. You can't even handle the goods. Yeah.
Let's see what else we can get these idiots to get to buy into. Yeah, what do you got for an idea? Hey man, designer spacesuits. No way, they'll never fall for that. Yeah, they will. Watch. I'll bet you $1. I'll bet you $1. That's what they're doing. They're sitting in a room going, "How ridiculous can we get before these people say something?"
We're saying something.
Yeah, but we're
Anyway.
flirts. We don't matter. See.
Oh,
Yeah, we're just dumb flirts. So anyway, the Birdman guys, he commented back on a thread on the last stream, and I wanted to just show you guys to go through it to make you. I don't know. He's not showing that he's any better than any other anti-flat earther out there, and it's sad because you think someone with 247k subscribers would be a bit more not bigoted, I would say. You know what I mean? It's really weird. But let's just go through some of the thread quickly, and then we'll go through his video and show how he hasn't debunked anything. You guys up for that?
Absolutely.
Okay. This is what he starts off with. I find it hilarious about this is that it immediately went off the rails. Good job. Good effort, lol. I agreed. It did go off the rails because you got people coming in, which I didn't expect. But I found that more entertaining than the Birdman's not a debunk, to be honest, because you've heard those arguments over and over. You guys would agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was all over the place, stream, I admit. Would you and myself be able to have a normal conversation sometime, no distractions? I think that's quite a normal thing to ask, correct? This is you should reply.
yes, it is.
Writing a whole essay. Okay, he writes a lot of essays, by the way. I can't say that I'm interested. For one, I'm not a debate, bro. I know you're not a debate. People debate. You are not a debate. I'm a videographer. Me too. I make video essays. Well done. And rebuttal videos. Debates. And let's not kid ourselves. This is what you mean by conversation. Are exercises in who can present themselves as most articulate and charismatic, not about who is presenting actual evidence. I mean, I spoke about the Cavendish experiment, and you blatantly stated it's not even a hypothesis. Showing that you don't know what a hypothesis even is. So we wouldn't even be speaking to each other, but past one another. I don't find value in that type of conversation, and I'm a very busy individual. Oh my word. Okay, based on that alone, I'm going to have to clearly tell him, no, the the Cavendish experiment is not a hypothesis. An experiment and a hypothesis are two different things. Okay, the hypothesis is what predicts what will happen in the experiment. The experiment is what is testing to see if the hypothesis is correct.
Yeah.
So no, it's by terms, this guy doesn't know what the difference between hypothesis and experiment is. And Cavendish has no scientific hypothesis because they don't have an actual cause for an effect. So it's not a scientific hypothesis to call it an experiment. It was a demonstration trying to calculate Earth's mean density. It's not hard to understand. So yes, there's definitely a difference between how we would communicate with this, because the guy blatantly is ignorant to the subject. Agreed?
Absolutely. Yeah, you see that picture with the guy with the copper-looking sphere inside that hexagon?
Huge magnet versus copper sphere, yeah?
Yeah, I've already watched that video.
Good.
Yeah, it's all right actually. It's all right. It float. It can, when you roll the sphere, because it's a magnet. It's a magnet kind of thing. It stays in the middle of the sphere while it's rolling, that ball sort of thing.
Yeah. By the way,
I take a copper pipe. I've done that before. I've got a copper pipe over here, and I drop a neodymium magnet down through it, and it goes. It just floats down through it, and then when it gets past the end, it goes phew, and drops it free fall.
That's what I think demonstrated in that video too. In that same video, that's demonstrated. I think
there's a weird electromagnetic field with copper. And there's a lot of metals that have these electromagnetic fields that you don't necessarily see a reaction to a magnet immediately.
No.
But like when top chefs are making meringue, they will only use copper bowls because it causes it to fluff. And I got to thinking, what are they doing? They've got a tube with a conclusion. That's what a bowl is basically a tube with an end. Okay.
Yep. All right.
And when they are whisking it, they're creating a vortex in there that reacts with that electromagnetic field, and it will cause the meringue to actually fluff way better than if you did it in stainless steel or something else like that.
Nice.
That sounds cool.
Nice. Yeah, that's cool.
I just want to give a shout out quickly before I forget to Skeptic 926. He sent a PayPal. Really appreciate it, man. Really, really appreciate it. Big blessings, and you rock. Yeah.
You ever been on a roller coaster and you feel when it slows up all of a sudden, because they have to slow it up? Mm-hmm. What they've done there is there's an aluminum plate on the bottom of the car, and they pass over a magnet. Now you can't stick a magnet to aluminum, but if you put a magnet on an aluminum plate and tilt it up, it'll drag. It'll go really slow.
Friction.
Yeah, it causes
use friction. Yeah. That's a good way to stop something without heat.
I got a question. Is gold really not magnetic? I've heard this before.
No.
Everything has properties, but gold is ferromagnetic as far as I understand.
Yeah,
no, it's not ferromagnetic. It won't be attracted. Like a magnet won't be attracted to gold.
Yeah, because I've seen people test for gold and they use magnets, and if it attracts to it, it's not gold.
Yeah, they're diamagnetic. Yeah,
yeah, because like
both gold and silver are diamagnetic, so they repel.
What did you say the other one was? Para
and ferro.
And that's one-sided sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you think about it,
ferromagnetism, paramagnetism, and dimagnetism.
Yeah, it makes sense because you think about parasocial relationships, one-sided. That's how I worked
psychology.
That's how I worked out.
Okay, let's just go through these things because we've got quite a bit. But I just want to put his just the first one we'll go through properly, and then we'll just look at this thread that he put up. Because I'm just trying to make a point here that these guys are all the same. Okay, they're too chicken shit to just stand up for what they believe in. They want to poke a bear, but as soon as the bear stands up, they want to run for the hills.
That's right.
And I find that very, very cowardish. Thank you, Skeptic, again, man. You rock. Okay, let's see that. He says, moreover, looking at your behavior you demonstrate in this video, it wouldn't make for a good conversation in the first place. You literally couldn't make it 5 minutes into the video without pausing to add incorrect and irrelevant commentary. First of all, we have to pause it every now and then because it's called fair use. Otherwise, it's copyright striked, okay? And secondly, I didn't give incorrect or irrelevant commentary, did I?
No, he's mad about his avatar too.
Yeah, we called him out for not understanding the difference between Einsteinian and Newtonian gravity. That was
the first thing.
Yeah. And then he said, even getting my channel's avatar completely wrong. How did I get it wrong? Last time I checked, it definitely is Blanca, is it not? Let's open it.
It is.
Share. That's his avatar, correct?
Not Blanca, dude. That's Blanca.
Huh.
Yeah.
So because I created a 3D image Blanca that looks better than that one, by the way. I got it wrong.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but mine looks better than that.
But does he say it's not Blanca? Is that what he said?
No, he says I got it wrong. How?
You got it wrong. What? Get it wrong. Bloody! You mean the one on your thumbnail? I see.
What's wrong with mine on the thumbnail?
Nothing's wrong with the one on your thumbnail. It's better than this.
It's Blanca.
He doesn't have a red pants on. So
what?
I know. That's about it.
Okay, anyway. But that just tells you he's got nothing to really moan about. He's just trying to find anything wrong he can.
Mm-hmm.
You said I was a moron for not understanding vacuum cleaners, and I stick by that. When you literally paused the video before I mentioned pressure differentials. Remember why I said that? He was insulting flat earthers by saying, you guys always think of a vacuum cleaner when you think of space. Is that not true?
I think of that. Yeah, he
He's
did.
calling everybody idiots.
Unbelievable.
Hey, what's up, Brian Stavely? Haven't seen you in a while, man. Glad you could
Brian.
make it.
Hi,
Brian, who?
good to see you, bro. Good to see you,
I
man.
think.
He came into my chat last week. Last
It's
week.
good to
When
see
we was
still
doing the
around.
Mandela effect one.
It's good to see he's still around.
Absolutely.
Did he close down his channel?
No, he's still got it. Okay, so like you completely misunderstood what I was saying with the vacuum thing, which is why you got corrected, but still tried to paint the part of the video you didn't get the full context of in negative light. This means you would do the same to me in a conversation where it wouldn't be able to get a full thought out, yeah, not my style. First of all, a conversation and a debate are two different things, correct?
Aye.
Yeah.
So in other words, this guy's trying to make excuses not to talk to me. That's it. The guy doesn't know from a bar of soap, but he's trying to tell me what I would and not do. So he's divining my motives.
I'm
Really
calling him
odd.
out. Come on the
Yeah.
show, Birdman. We'll talk to you.
So I do find this really cowardish, and it's just simple. Just say, I don't want to have a conversation with you because I don't really know how I would defend myself. Because that's at the end of the day all it is. Because the guy's coming up with 2015 arguments. The guy is literally like he hasn't done any research on the subject before. And we're going to see it when we go through the rest of the stuff. Okay. Secondly, perhaps more importantly, I don't entertain conspiracy theorists and science deniers. See what I'm saying? Since when are we science deniers, guys?
No, not at
When I
all.
woke up this morning, I just started denying science all morning long. Like, science, I don't need it.
You know what? But this is the same thing I hear all the time from these anti-flat earthers. You are just science deniers. No. We are science realists.
Yeah.
You guys claiming pseudoscience isn't science, and we're calling you out for it. That's it.
Yeah.
We're the ones that like science because we don't want pseudoscience to be the thing.
But pseudoscience is much funner. Flatzoid, it's just wonderful. It's exciting.
Well, it's all imagination shit, you know? It really is. That's it's really strange that until Parsons actually came along and really started pioneering into the field of rocketry, rockets to the space were just, that's just science fiction. It's impossible. It can never take place. And in fact, they turned down a grant to they laughed at him. They said no, there's no way. Once you get a rocket into space, then you don't have anything to push off of. And I thought that was funny as shit, but I think it had something to do with the occult connection to it, because it definitely is an occult belief system. It's you know what I'm saying? It's not.
Yeah.
Heliocentrism is an occult belief system. It's based on Babylonian beliefs. Definitely.
I got a video from Sean Lennon and Les Claypool did a music video on that very topic. It's called Delirium. They actually go through the whole cult act with Jack Parsons and Warner Von Braun and NASA.
Yeah,
it's an interesting little video.
Yeah.
But so V2 didn't go to space, did it? They never shot a V2 rocket into space. Ever. Nope. I wonder why that is.
And he says, me debating you suggests that our positions are even remotely equal. I do not respect your positions. See, he's just a bigot. And I'm sure I did make it clear I want to have a conversation, not a debate. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So why is he going on about debating the whole time? I just want to have a conversation with the guy to understand where he's coming from. But yeah, he says, I do not respect your position. So he's already showing he's a bigot.
Yeah.
He says, you aggravate me with your out-of-hand dismissal of thousands of people's live work, with absolutely zero work to show for it on your own, outside of struggling YouTube channels that barely attract even casual conspiracy theorists these days. Okay, based on that, Mr. Birdman, I've been doing a lot on this channel. You do know that we get censored and we don't get pushed out like you guys do. The ones that are quote unquote, how can I put it, the truther community is the ones that get censored. Why is that? I can guarantee you I know more about science and anything this guy's been talking about than this Birdman idiot or whatever. And I'm going to call him an idiot now because he's been jabbing at us the whole time, calling flat earthers stupid, flat earthers are science deniers, flat earthers don't know what's going on. The guy doesn't know me from a bar of soap, but wants to tell me I don't understand science, wants to tell me I don't understand physics, wants to tell me I don't understand this, but does he even know who I am?
I don't think he has a clue.
So yeah, it does frustrate me a bit when I read stuff like this. Okay, then he says, the reasons none of you are engineers, STEM professors, or performing science in labs, you're here to sow discord because of your ability to do math and understand scientific principles and experiments, that's all. Okay, first of all, people have different professions and jobs, because if we were all the same people doing the same jobs, there would be nothing. Imagine nobody was a farmer, you wouldn't be able to eat. Imagine nobody fixed cars, you wouldn't be able to commute. Imagine nobody built houses, you wouldn't be able to stay in a house. What if everybody did exactly the same job?
Nothing would get done, Flatzoid. We'd all be like at a stalemate. Nothing would ever happen.
And secondly, just because we're a flat earther doesn't mean we've never finished school, doesn't mean no one's become an engineer or studied science or studied engineering or physics or anything. Again, the guy is doing a cliche of, you flat earthers are just stupid because you're a conspiracy theorist. First of all, flat earth isn't a conspiracy theory. No one has yet to show me how flat earth is a conspiracy theory yet.
No.
Has they?
No.
They're just claiming it's a conspiracy theory. How have we conspired anything, guys? Where has flat earth conspired?
I think it's the other way around. I think they conspired to make a globe out of a flat earth. That's just my opinion, personally.
So it's really actually infuriating when you get these bigots trying to claim this stuff. But I just laugh at them though, because it is projection. Because I can guarantee you, if I had to talk to this guy about physics and science, we know who would be the one understanding what's going on. Anyway, let's move on. It would be different if you people presented any models at all. But you don't, because you can't, as your explanations for empirically observable phenomena are all incongruous, and that's precisely why you don't have a working model, and why you all immediately balk at the joke model I placed in the beginning of this video. Your goal is to endlessly question reality instead of presenting a falsifiable model of your own, and that is why we are not equal. You have something to attack while you give me nothing. Okay. This is going to be very plain and simple. If you made a claim, you have the burden of proof. It's not our duty to replace your falsified burden. You made a claim, back it up, or it's shown false. I don't need to go and replace that claim, do I?
Not at all. But I'm pretty sure. Sorry, Spice. The FE Core and a couple of other people who actually made a flat working model, from what I can remember back in the day. He's way behind. He's not been in this arena that long. So. But there's flaws in both models. Don't get me wrong.
But is there a globe model, by the way?
Not a working one.
They got multiple models
Yeah,
for
it's
certain
multiple.
aspects.
Yeah.
Just like the flat earth has multiple models for certain aspects. But these idiots don't understand that if you take, for instance, a Gleason's AE map and say distances, it's not a distance map.
Nope. And it's made off a globe projection anyway, so
It's
just
not
flat.
hard to understand. Any model that they actually present comes from a flat earth measurement.
Mhm.
By default, even the Mercator or the WGS84 ellipsoidal consideration model comes from a first measured flat earth.
Mm.
But they don't understand this.
They don't. And the
But
Mercator's
we are the
way
ones
off.
that are wrong.
And that's where they always show their great circle routes is on the Mercator map. And it's like, okay, well, let's see your great circle routes for your north-south destinations. How come there's no great circle going north and south? What the hell's up with that?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, a little different, huh? Did you
It's
ever
not a
hear
globe.
of Thales of Miletus?
No.
He was a Greek philosopher who believed in a flat earth. Thales of Miletus, one of the earliest Greek philosophers, is known for his contributions to mathematics and astronomy. Living in the 6th century BC, Thales proposed that the earth was flat, floating on water like a disk. His flat earth model was based on his observations of nature and his belief that water was the fundamental substance of all matter. While Thales made groundbreaking strides in understanding the natural world, his flat earth theory was eventually overshadowed by later philosophers like Pythagoras and Aristotle, who presented
Right.
evidence for a spherical Earth. Thales' ideas, though flawed, laid the groundwork for future philosophical inquiry and scientific thought in ancient Greece, marking an early chapter in humanity's quest to understand the cosmos. How come we only ever hear about this this Aaron Krusty Knees guy?
I don't know, dude.
Yeah, but I mean,
'Cause
even
it-
Aristophanes and stuff, there's no evidence the guy even existed. Nothing. It's just literally hearsay of people a few generations after. It's really weird. But I just
it's
want to
kind
say
of
thank you
like
for your $5 super chat. Flat out fudge. He says, with all the model talk, have they ever provided a relatively accurate to scale model of the globe or solar system? No, they have not. But they do tell you it's gravity.
Mhm.
Thank you very much for the super chat. Really appreciate it, man. You rock. Woohoo. But yeah, multiple models and they don't work together. Okay, let's finish this off quickly. He says, I'll be happy to make a video about the claims you make. Should you actually respond to my video with a falsifiable model? Let's start there. I'm entirely uninterested in your incessant questioning of reality, as all of your talking points have been heard and debunked before. And instead, I'm interested in that model you actually believe in. Until that time comes, you can consider this the last time you'll ever hear from me.
what a sweetheart. I'm telling you.
Say it's
Anyway,
not so, please. Oh no.
all I read in that whole comment is, I got to make excuse not to talk to him. I got to make excuse not to talk to him. That's
Yep.
it. Okay, so I said this. So this is the issue I have with this. You insult flat earthers and play victim when called out on it. It's okay. I understand that you're not able to debate or just have a conversation with me. I know what's going on. I'm not just some fluff as you call it. If you have ever seen me in debates, you will know why the Globe defenders are scared of debating me. This is again not even a challenge to debate or anything. I just a chance to have a normal conversation with you to find out the interesting to see where you come from and why you believe what you do. If you ever change your mind, email me, blah, blah, blah. Bless you and man, and wish you all the best. That's all I wrote to him, okay? There we go. And then this is his response to me. So this is the issue I have with this. You insult flat earthers and play blah, blah, blah. He says, I am not playing victim. Your insulting of me does not bother me. It clearly does. I clearly stated that this is why I wouldn't be interested in a conversation with you. So he just contradicted himself. It doesn't bother him, but this is the reason why he won't have a conversation. So it does bother him.
Absolutely. Of course. Of course.
It would be fruitless exercise if the point call me out like, you're wrong, I'm correct, I'm happy with that. He says, it's okay, I understand that you're not able to debate or just have a conversation with me. I know what's going on. He says, reverse psychology works on children and adults with low IQs, both of which I am not. I don't know. I'm falling under the how can I put it? The idea that you might not have as much IQ as you claim to have. Then he says, I would have known you even made a video of me. One of my subscribers mentioned your name, which I had to dig deep to even find. You know, that's a lie. Because I literally tagged him in that stream. That's how he knew about me.
Of course.
Because I tagged him.
Nice. What considers what is an IQ test necessarily? What
It's
consists
just
of
logical.
IQ test?
It's logical patterns. That's all an IQ test is, to see if you can figure out patterns.
Is it just
Logically.
like cognitive ability, sort of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's just
So
logical
like an
patterns,
aptitude test would be the same thing, right? So
sort of.
if you can figure out a problem faster, you have a higher IQ, basically.
Apparently,
They
yeah.
rate you on okay.
If you figure out the pattern that this block fits with that block there, or blah, blah, blah.
I think I've done a couple of those. They gave us these little dots in a board, and we had to tie a color string from one to another, and they gave you a certain color to go to this color. So that the quicker you got that done, the higher rating on the aptitude test you got.
But I mean, I've seen people get a very high IQ test reading, and they're the most idiotic people I've ever seen in my life.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And some of them can operate computers.
So he says, okay, I routinely make videos and responses to people orders of magnitude larger than you, with far more vitriolic fan bases. So this is his problem. He doesn't want to actually engage because my subscribers isn't enough for him.
Wow. That is
All channels,
so
big ego.
arrogant, man.
Wow.
Yeah. So in other words, because my subscriber base isn't large enough for him, he doesn't want to engage. You know what that means, guys? That means he's afraid to give my channel exposure.
He's scared to death.
So he gets a decision.
And
Do not frighten me.
And what's the next thing he says after that? You do not frighten me. Yes, it's exactly what he does, dude, because you wouldn't have had to write that otherwise, dude.
Exactly. And then he says, you just have nothing to offer here. You don't even have a model. Psst, Cavendish isn't even a hypothesis, is useless to me. I gain nothing from conversing. Again, Cavendish is not a hypothesis because Cavendish is claimed to be an experiment. Experiment and hypothesis are two different things. Cavendish is a demonstration where Cavendish was trying to calculate based on measuring torque twist, yes, torque, to measure Earth's mean density. I don't know how to break it to him. The guy doesn't even know what an hypothesis or experiment is. He doesn't even know what a demonstration.
It takes you back to the fact that we don't use science, Flatzoid.
But yeah, I'm not smart enough, guys.
It's not.
Yeah, I find it interesting to see where you come from and why you believe what you do. That's what I asked him. He says, maths and science do not require belief, simply understanding. We can demonstrate that which we claim. I do not believe these things. I accept the reality of them as their efficacy can be routinely shown. Is that so? What has this got to do with anything I asked about there? I just want to have a conversation to see why he believes what he believes.
Well, he's not going to accept anything you say anyways. That's what that last statement just said. It's like, no matter what you demonstrate or show him or tell him, he's not going to change his mind. He's already accepted
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, he says, if I ever change, he says, I can assure you that that I will never email you. Like I said, if you want further discussion, make a proper video response to my work or present me with a model that I can subject to scrutiny. Fine. The Hebrew The Hebrew biblical cosmology. There's the model you want. More than happy.
Perfect. Perfect. How? I mean, come on, this guy's full of himself, dude. He
And then
won't,
look at
answer,
it.
he won't answer an email, but he'll answer a video.
Yeah.
I'll give him
And
content.
then, but look at it. But remember, he says he won't respond to me, but he wants me to do something. How does that make sense?
Yeah, well, he doesn't want you to do an email because there's no content in an email so as much as you making a video. You know?
Yeah.
Idiot.
So anyway, he says, "Is there any particular reason you cannot do number 2, lol?" Wow. He says, "Bless you, man. Wish you all the best. I wish you all the best too. Peace." Okay. So then this is all right to him. We will definitely be finishing the video, this time without interruption. Hope you will listen carefully to what is presented and why you're not a debunk shows the same strawman arguments we always get. Peace, man. So it goes on. This is what he says. Flatzoid's perspective. I noticed you deleted my comment towards Michael Kahn. So I'll write it again and screenshot it this time to prove how dishonest you people are. By the way, guys, I never deleted his comment. I don't know what comment he's talking about.
What is it?
Michael also says he never got a notification about that comment.
You know what he's on about.
It's elusive as a Duffy email.
So yeah. So if Michael didn't get a notification for that, I didn't delete anything. Who's the one being dishonest? Anyway, it goes further than that. I say, Birdman, did I? Where? What did it say? Maybe it had a word in that triggers the comment height, because I didn't know.
Well,
I don't know.
that could be possible.
Yeah. So Michael says to him, YouTube messes with comments. If Birdman replied to me, I would have had a notification even if you deleted the comment. Now to the Birdman. Flats doesn't need to remove comments directed to me. He knows I can fully deal with anything put to me.
And that's true.
But where's his notification?
Mm-hmm.
Then I said, it's sad, Michael. Birdman is now going on as if he does not get trolls himself or have issues on YouTube comments. Instead, now wants to paint me as dishonest, and the guy doesn't even know me. This hostility is what frustrates me with the Globe Defenders. They always want to insult and do things to flat earthers, but as soon as we retaliate, we are wrong and they are the victim.
That's right.
So there we go. And then I said, Birdman, any luck on that comment yet? It amazes me how he just makes an unfounded claim and can't even do as he says, and still waiting. Seems you are not able to back up your false claims about me. Sad that you have dishonesty to push a narrative on me that has no actual substance, and then cower away when you're challenged on it. This would explain why you are too scared to talk to me. I guess all Globe Defenders are the same. And then later, still nothing. We're still waiting for it, guys.
No doubt.
We'll probably never get it.
No, because especially Michael's standing up now saying, "Look, if anything got deleted, I'd know about it."
But yeah, I think we made it very clear. Birdman, you are shit scared of me.
Brian says, "Time to clip his wings." Time to clip his wings.
Okay,
They
so
won't
we're
be
gonna
able to
go.
fly anymore.
This is practically where we ended last time, where he starts showing the vacuum cleaner.
Oh,
So yeah, if you guys are ready, let's do this.
Films are actually demonstrating our pressure differentials, but I digress. Gravity holds things to the Earth, including the ocean, as there are no competing forces that would send the water into space. In order for things to move, there has to be a force applied to that thing. This is Physics 101.
Yes, great. Is entropy a force?
no.
No, it's an effect, right? Not a force.
No.
Well, it has a state function. Correct?
It's a transfer. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it transfers things.
Yeah.
You do know there is a thing called entropic force.
Okay. Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa,
Ooh.
someone.
Whoa, Echo.
What was that?
Is it Ryan?
Probably. But anyway, yes, entropy, there's a thing called entropic force. So when we
He says,
claim
I just hear it as like when you hear a change of, there's just a change of entropy. You don't think of it as a change of forces. It just, to me, it just, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, just a change of entropy.
but yeah,
I
the
get
thing
it.
is, if we have to, we can take this two ways.
Mm.
First, we're going to take on the globe way.
Yep.
There is an acting force against quote unquote gravity. That's the centrifugal force.
Mm.
Yeah.
They claim we require gravity to hold us to the ground, or we would be flung off to space because of the centrifugal forces.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing that it just literally is just strong enough to cancel it out.
Mm.
Well,
Don't you think
all their
that
forces,
it's just a
all their forces
coincidence?
too.
Of course.
So yeah, we got centrifugal forces that is opposite to gravity. So he's already wrong there. Okay, he was already wrong with gravity because gravity isn't a force. Hasn't been seen for a force for 110 years already. We made this clear on the last stream as well. So when we talk about the second law of thermodynamics, Mr. Birdman, I wish I knew his proper name, but yeah, Birdman. How can I put this? The air we breathe will rush into space.
Yeah.
It's simple as that. There is no demonstration at all in history ever observed. Remember, you claimed you only take observable reality. Great. Then please demonstrate to us on your video you want to do, showing uncontained gas not needing containment to fill the available volume. So this is going to be difficult for you because entropy states that the gas inside a separate system, in a contained system, when the container is opened, it will fill the available volume. This is with your beloved gravity, by the way.
Mm.
Gravity cannot pull gas down because gas never stops moving. Gas moves always in every direction constantly. Now, you do have what we call the arrow of time thanks to entropy. So when you have a denser gas, it takes longer for that denser gas to disperse into the surrounding system. So when you, for instance, have SF6 or you have any other denser gases, and like sulfur hexafluoride, and you throw it, you see it pulls down a bit, or CO2, eventually it will disperse. The denser the gas, the longer the arrow of time is, the longer it takes to disperse.
So would you describe the arrow of time as the entropic force?
Yeah, the arrow of
I think
time
it's-
is
I think
just
it's the
literally how
cause of
long
it.
it takes,
Right.
how long it takes to disperse.
Right.
So this is why when you see the people take a fish tank and they pour sulfur hexafluoride into it, they put a covering over it to keep the sulfur hexafluoride in there. Because if they didn't have the cover on there, the sulfur hexafluoride will disperse into the available volume, no matter how dense your gas is.
Yeah, because entropy is not considered a force of nature, is it?
No,
No, it's a law of physics.
it's a law. It's practically seeking equilibrium. That's what it's saying.
Yeah.
So because you got a whole bunch of infinite micro and macro states, it's the way of nature sorting itself out.
Yeah, of course.
So if you have, for instance, this mug here and it's closed off, and I got, let's say, 5 molecules of gas in here. See, it's closed system now.
Yeah.
That gas cannot go through. It's just bouncing up and down in the cup. Around the cup as well, it's just bouncing. But I can heat this cup up, and the gas inside will start moving faster. Okay? Because it's energy.
Sure.
But as soon as I let go and I've opened the system, the gas that's in here will no longer just stay here. It will bounce out of the system and fill the available space. Now, the issue the globies have is we have a pressure gradient. Yes. And that pressure gradient means we have gas pressure, and that means we have containment. Because without containment, you have no gas pressure. Without gas pressure, you have no pressure gradient.
Well, here's the thing to do. Okay, you claim that there's a gradient. I agree. Now, prove that gravity is the cause of it. Okay? Prove that gravity is the cause of it. That's all you have to do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Demonstrate or show an experiment or anything where gravity causes gas to attract mass.
Take a ball of air and drop it on the ground.
Because think of it this way. If mass attracted mass, as they say with gas, then why doesn't Mount Everest pool gas all around it? Why? Oh, because they say no, it goes to the center of mass. But last time I checked, Mount Everest is part of Earth's gravitational field. So that means the gas next to it should be attracted to it. So in other words, you should be having higher pressure due to gravity on Mount Everest than next to it because there's no mass next to it. But this isn't seen because why? Mass doesn't attract mass.
No,
Gas is not attracted by gravity.
Mass attracting mass. That's just... And these people, that's all they do. Well, mass attracts mass. And it's like this. Look, here's the thing. It's not contiguous mass. All right? That'd be like you thinking you could screw a hook into the beach and pick up the whole beach from one little point. Right? What happens? No, the sand, it all comes apart. It's not a contiguous mass. So that falls apart right on itself. You can't, and there again, just like with the beach, it has to be a contained volume of this shit in order for it to quote unquote have a mass.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. But yeah, at the end of the day, the globe doesn't have anything to prove their claims at all. It's all just fairy beliefs.
You think we're in a dome?
Absolutely. Although, see, here's the thing. Thing.
Oh shit! You
Here's
never
the
heard
thing.
this
Okay,
shit.
I also want to ask a question though. Remember in his comments, he says he doesn't do quote unquote debates or have conversations with people. He's a videographer. What's happening here?
Uh-oh.
Isn't he having a conversation with someone? I don't know. That's really weird.
Hey,
Explain.
here's the thing, right? There's certain things that they don't allow you to explore, right? So there's certain things that I can't prove. I can't go. I'm
Right,
not allowed to
none
go
of
up
us can
there,
go up there.
and touch this. You understand what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
So this is only what I can surmise, especially from thousands of years, because only 500 years ago did they come with this whole heliocentric model.
I would like to applaud Lord Jamar for knowing his history. Copernicus did fully develop the heliocentric model roughly 500 years ago. I could technically argue that Aristarchus of Samos suggested it first about 2,000 years ago, but I'm willing to give Jamar this one. However, where I will not be charitable is this idea that the nebulous and undefined they are preventing you from going into space and proving there is or isn't a crystal dome.
Crystal. Who said anything about crystal? And okay, crystal dome. No one said anything about a crystal dome. I do have to say with Jamar, it's not that we can't go up there based on they stopping you. It's based on who has the money to go up there. Who has the resources to go up there? I mean, does anybody have a few $1 million to spare so we can see if we can go reach the firmament?
Reach out to Duffy. He probably knows somebody. He knows all these people just wanting to throw fucking money out. Man.
Oh yeah, before I forget, where is Roger now? He's got a GoFundMe going up. I did pin it up in the description, guys. It's his GoFundMe to try and get him to Antarctica with Duffy. If it doesn't happen though, and you guys did give money, the money will be going to relief for the people that got struck by the hurricane. So yeah, so don't think the money just won't happen anyway. But yeah, he's he says he spoke to Duffy and he really wants to go because Duffy said he'll see what he can do. But Duffy did also tell him now recently the next person on his list to go is Simon Dan.
Oh,
So
God.
I don't think that Duffy's really taking this seriously to really send flat earthers with. Because it seems he's just trying to send his bum chums to the ice so they can all have their bum chum party or whatever. I don't know. But I still don't think it's going to happen, to be honest.
No.
But yeah, I don't think with the based on the firmament thing again. How can we prove that we have a firmament? Very simple. We are able to breathe.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a necessary antecedent, and we've said this many times. If you go and order a nice piece of T-bone steak, are you going to moan with the waiter and say, "Hang on, I never saw this cow, so my T-bone steak doesn't exist because I didn't see the cow"? No. To have the T-bone steak, you had to have the cow. So to have the air we breathe, we have to have the container. It's simple as that. Oh, shame, Sparkly Markly. Don't you like the bum chum party?
Oh, what?
In fact, there was an act passed by Congress in 1984 that explicitly encourages the private exploration of space up to and including operating a private launch site.
And you do know, to even do that privately, you still need to have permission to use the airspace. He does know that, right?
Probably not.
Do they think that airspace is just, hang on, let me climb in a plane and just fly? No, you have to ask permission. To use airspace, you have to ask permission. So just like when you're going quote unquote to space, you have to ask permission for that airspace. So in a way, yeah, Lord Jamal was correct.
This means you can legally build a rocket and launch it into the air as long as it's safe to do so without shooting that rocket into a commercial aircraft, for example. This is why SpaceX is able to do what they're doing as a private
Yeah, SpaceX, the flying dildo.
company. So the only thing holding you back, Jamar, is knowledge.
No. I don't agree. The only thing holding him back is not knowledge. It's definitely money. Funds is a big reason.
Money, money, money must be funny in a rich man's world.
He's only got a net worth of 1.5 million.
Is that it?
That's not even going to be able to pay for the fuel needed.
No.
That's why I say reach out to Duffy.
Oh, Owen.
He knows all these people.
Money.
All the
But what did he say about the money?
Oh, so the only thing holding you back, Jamar, is knowledge. Oh, and money.
I don't know if he's trying to say that's okay. Wow. So he's sarcastically attacking him that he's only got 1.5 million net worth.
Wow, unbelievable,
You
man.
do know that is still a lot more than a lot of people alive today.
I wish I only had that much.
But I mean, is that really something you need to attack, though?
No, of course it's not. Of course not.
all the different civilizations prior to that knew that we lived on a level plane.
Whereas the heliocentric model was relatively rare in antiquity, the idea that the planet is spherical was not. The Greeks knew the Earth was spherical in the time of Aristotle, who provided evidence for the shape of the Earth as early as the 4th century.
That is no.
They didn't know. They surmised. They thought about it. They pondered on it. They didn't know.
But this is wrong, though, what he's saying. Just because they were seen as heretics, by the way.
Yep.
Okay? It was not really accepted as spherical until I think it was Ptolemy. I always
You told me,
pronounce
yeah.
Ptolemy.
Told me, sorry.
Okay,
I said
that's
you.
when it started really getting accepted as spherical. Okay, they was all seen as heretics and crazy. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
all civilizations still believed it to be flat. Heck, you had schools in the 1800s still teaching flat Earth.
Yep. Look at that old lady that flat Earth Dave Weiss.
Edie, yeah.
I mean, that was what, about 5-6 years ago now. He spoke to her, and she was what? She remembers being taught flat Earth.
Mm-hmm.
She thought it was silly when she heard of the globe.
Yeah. And by the way, he never proved it's a spherical Earth. He postulated it's a spherical Earth based on his belief. And let's see. Aristotle was among the first to recognize the fact our planet being a round sphere. He observed lunar eclipses and noticed only a round sphere could imply a circular shadow. Oh my word. It doesn't have to be a sphere to give what is happening. It can be a disk. It can be just plasma even regenerating. It doesn't really matter what it is. The fact is, that's not a proof. That's a belief. This astronomical observation was confirmed by general observations made at sea. When a ship sails away from the coast, it seems to disappear gradually behind the horizon. Secondly, the horizon's not physical. It's called diffraction limit. You got things called foreshortening, refraction. Were any of those things even known in those days? No. And by the way, the telescopes they had in those days, your eyes could see further. It was literally like a tube with a piece of glass in there. Has this guy ever researched how good the telescopes were those days? Okay, the next scientific step, they haven't even presented science yet, directly measuring the size of our planet was performed by Eratosthenes. Okay, first of all, science is not shape. When he quote unquote calculated the radius, not measured, calculated, it's not science. Eratosthenes has not even got any, how can I put this, documentation to show that guy even existed. There is no documentation existed. None of his work shows to existed. It's amazing that all his work burned down in the Library of Alexandria. The only information that came that said Eratosthenes did this was years after he died.
He just appeared. He just appeared in Rockefeller-funded textbooks in the 20th century. He just appeared there. Nobody'd ever talked about him or anything else.
That's what I say. It's
Do you
just
really believe? Do you really believe though that all that stuff that was in the Library of Alexandria burned? I don't. I think it was looted out and then they burned it.
I don't even think Eratosthenes ever existed. It's a superhero they made up.
Yeah, more than likely.
But I mean, I love this guy's citation he's using: sea and space. You might as well have gone on McToon's website for this.
Man.
BCE. His evidence was Earth's shadow on the moon during a lunar eclipse, something we all can observe at least once a year. For those that don't know, a lunar eclipse is when the Earth is between a full moon and the sun, and the moon...
And this is where we're going to tell you. This is a belief. It's not a proof. This cartoon you're showing on screen doesn't prove anything other than it's your belief and you're explaining your belief based on a diagram. Now, we can say the same thing, okay? We can say and draw a cartoon and say the moon is plasma. And because the plasma regenerates, therefore it has a lunar eclipse. Did I prove my point? Did I prove that's what it is? No.
Well, I don't know.
Because
You got a picture up there and stuff too. That kind of, you know, that
yeah,
kind
but you
of
see, but this
that
is how they
solidifies
work.
it.
But this is how they work.
Mhm.
They have a belief, they assume their belief to be true. They do
Yeah.
a cartoon diagram and say, therefore, look, cartoon diagram, so therefore my belief is true.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
called circular reasoning.
Ha.
It's affirming the consequent based on belief.
Circular reasoning. That's pretty good. I like that. I see what you did there.
You said that to me last week as well, so we do that one a lot, don't we? I like it.
Oh my God.
Passes in front of the shadow formed by the Earth. As the Earth's shadow on the moon is curved, this means the shape of the Earth must be round. There is
Also false, because you can actually test this out. You can literally take a flat object, like a circular disc, and get the same effect.
Yeah,
Heck,
but
we've had globers on here, remember,
Aye.
where they actually try and do the demonstration, and they with spheres,
Yeah.
and they couldn't get that effect like they
Yeah.
said with the sphere.
That's what I'm saying. A sphere on a sphere doesn't make that shape. Doesn't it make like an S shape? Sort of an
Uh-huh.
S shape.
Exactly.
Because of the
But
way
remember that.
it's contoured, it comes forward at the bottom. So
But
it's
I
got
think
look, skewed at the top and skewed at the bottom.
But I think it was Mortimer where he tried to do the demonstration with a flat object and he still made it. It's still curved around because they don't understand that it's not the shape that counts. It's the angle of the shadow that makes it curved on the object behind it.
Mhm.
So when he took a flat shape, it still made a curve on the sphere behind it. These people don't really do their research. They just parrot things they've heard. And this is exactly what he does.
There's no other explanation for lunar eclipses.
Okay, water always finds its what?
Oh, level.
Level.
Exactly.
I love this talking point so much because it immediately demonstrates the person has no idea what they're talking about.
Oh, really?
Level on planet Earth simply means perpendicular to the Earth's core. That's
What? How do you be perpendicular to a point?
This is exactly what I did with retry. Can anybody show me perpendicular all plumb lines on a sphere, please?
No, I can't. I'm sorry.
Because do you know perpendicular literally means a 90-degree angle.
Right.
So if you have a 90-degree angle on, let's say, the east of the globe, and a 90-degree, let's say, on the west of the globe, how are they perpendicular 90 degrees to each other?
They can't be.
No.
They can't be. Because lines that go from a center point out are known as an array. That's called an array. Okay. And an array goes around in 360 degrees.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those lines are not parallel because
Yeah.
they do meet.
It's
They
like
meet in the center. Now, for somebody to say something is that there's a center point, how are you perpendicular to a center point? How can you be perpendicular to a singular point? That's retarded.
exactly. When you say array, it kind of reminds me of them like peacock feathers. You know, if they went all the way around, like
Yes.
around like an array of feathers and come
They
back
do.
down.
And they ray, there again, ray being the
Yeah.
word, and they go out from a central point.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You see idiots in there arguing with me about this. That I said, you don't understand what an arc only has one point. Well, it has multiple points. No, it only has one defining point, and that's the center. Talking about the defining points, not where you draw little points on a line. That, wow, what the hell? A line is defined by two defining points. An arc is defined by a center point and a radius. That's it. That's the thing. It's not a line. You stop. I don't know where they get this. Going, well, it drew a line, but it was curved. Well, in geometry, we have arcs and we have lines. You can't call one the other. That's why we have different words for them. Dumbasses.
I'm just quickly trying to search something, which I found so funny.
Score, if you ever thought, I understand about the idea of it being a disc, have you ever thought of it being concave? That it actually is concave. A concave object can look convex at a distance. It also explains the way it lights up too.
Okay, I want to quickly show you something. This is funny. Listen to this, guys.
Just like that.
That it is perpendicular at that spot, Flatzoid.
You fucking don't
God.
know what perpendicular means because
Listen.
you think you had to turn the thing 90 degrees for it to be perpendicular. That's what you did, Flatzoid. You couldn't understand it.
I think it was yeah.
Exactly what perpendicular means on screen, please. For everybody, I'm going to put a big screen. So everybody can listen to Rachie saying what perpendicular is. Please read.
Wait, not there. Sorry, I'm trying to look for it.
Perpendicular representing
It's
this.
where he's trying to bring up the word level, and when he brings it up, it says it's horizontal. It's very funny. Wait, I think it was here. Where was it? Was it here? Tangent, no. Oh man, why can't I? You guys can carry on talking while I'm looking for it. Sorry. Level, yeah. Here we go.
Level definition.
Here's the definition of level: a horizontal plane or line with respect to the distance above or below a given point.
Horizontal line. Let's listen to that again.
Definition.
Here's the definition of level: a horizontal plane or line with respect to the distance above or below a given point.
Oh, did you see that there in the chat? Page Citizen 9, PJ is pissed off, Vicky's biting his ear off. Do you see that? I've seen that. See what I mean? They can't keep their mouths to themselves, can they?
Well, yeah, that's the whole thing. He was really invested in why you looked so pissed off.
Well, Vicky was probably just pissed off because of what Rachel said about her situation. You know, that's obviously she doesn't like the girl. You know what I mean? And then I was just pissed off at what she was being like.
I was frustrated because she just couldn't behave like an adult.
I can't handle her voice. I just can't. She sounds like a snippy. She just talks like a snippy little bitch, and I cannot stand snippy little bitches.
Well,
I can't.
Vicky thought I was being nice to her to start off with. And she didn't realise. I says, "No, do you think I'm sitting here being nice to her? No, just taking the piss out of her. I'm not being nice." You know what I mean? So yeah, they should mind their own business. You know what I mean? They're absolutely idiots, man. And that's what I'm saying. That's how obsessed they are, dude. Your documentary came at the right time, dude. I'm telling you. There's a few people thank me in my comment sections for that your documentary.
I'm glad. Yeah, I'm just getting a whole bunch of comments still saying, "Oh, this is horrendous."
Well, I've been told it's ace. I haven't seen this yet. It's ace, man. Nice one for that. Thanks for you uploading it.
But yeah. Listen to this, guys. This is the latest short. Wow, this is how dumb it's got.
Right, that doesn't say Flatzoid.
But you said that the elevation. So if we have an elevation of
It says a horizontal surface. A sphere is a horizontal surface. The Earth's spherical shape is a horizontal surface.
What?
Sorry, what?
You get a horizontal on a ball.
Yeah, you can.
A sphere is a horizontal surface.
What?
You get
The Earth's spherical shape is a horizontal surface.
The Earth's spherical surface. What the hell, Sean?
That's the latest I'm getting now from people.
This is getting
A horizontal.
idiocracy.
The sphere is a horizontal surface.
Idiocracy.
How can you be perpendicular to a point? I don't understand that. That's an array.
No, Smokey, we're still reviewing Birdman. We're just trying to show what he's got on screen is not the definition for level.
Oh, fuck. These people hurt my head, man.
I didn't.
I mean, should we bring up the Merriam-Webster again? We probably don't have to because we've been through it how many times.
God.
No matter what definition we bring up, it always represents level as a horizontal plane, not a sphere. Now, the globies know this, so you're getting Sean Hawkins and company and them all saying a horizontal plane is a sphere.
I'll check debatable day. I'm not sure. I don't know for sure. I'll check when I'll go in tomorrow. I'll check. Well, I've actually I've got to go to Vicky's stream now. But when I go and sort my stream out for tomorrow, I'll check, dude.
Jeff, it is only subscriber mode, mate. Oh, wait, there's another super chat from Flat Out Fudge. Sorry, man, I didn't see it earlier. It says, when has a heating element been able to radiate heat to a target that's 100 times the distance of its diameter, let alone in open space, non-contained? I don't think there has been. But thank you very much, Flat Out Fudge. I appreciate it. Sorry I didn't read it out earlier. I didn't see it, man.
Right, Flats, I'm going to shoot off, go and say Vicky's
Say hi
stream.
to Vicky.
I will do. She started 10 minutes ago, so I better get over there for a bit.
Shot,
Right,
man.
next one, guys. Bless you.
Blessings. Bye. Okay, let's carry on with this nonsense this guy's spewing.
That's it. Further, this idea that water always finds its level is immediately debunked by the existence of tides.
Oh, my word.
Fuck off. That's
Okay.
Yeah,
this is the thing they always leave out at the end. Water finds its own level at rest. Is the ocean at rest?
No.
Never is.
Wow. So the guy doesn't even understand water level.
You know, it would be one thing if it was kids, young people, you know, with these misguided notions. But these are people that have, you know, had decades to observe the world around them and have not. They don't have the ability to think. They only have the ability to record. They record what they hear and selectively access it as they need it. And it doesn't matter if it coincides with what they're looking at. It's what they have recorded. They're non-thinking beings. I don't know any other way to put it.
Yeah. How else can you make it?
They just walk around with this record button on, you know, and they just repeat the shit that they hear, you know, and all based on their perception of who told it to them. You know,
exactly.
Oh, well, this guy, or this guy's, you know, got degrees and all this other shit. And I'm like, oh my God.
Look at this. Smokey McVeigh says, but if oceans are never at rest, how can you claim the ocean is level? I don't know. Maybe because it still has relative level. Just like you have a plane with topography, doesn't make the plane not horizontal. You still got topography on that plane.
Right,
the ocean is a plane. It just has waves and bulges and tides. Doesn't make the ocean not a plane.
Damn, guys. What's going on, man?
We are all familiar with the concept of high and low tide, so ask yourselves, how could water always find its level if tides exist? Those of us that paid attention in science class understand that the moon produces a gravitational pull that affects the oceanic tides across the globe. But for those of us that don't understand this, think about what's happening to the water when the tide is low.
And once again, making my point. First of all, that's not science.
No.
Okay? That's again a belief that they conjured up and taught you as science because they claim it. There is no evidence to ever prove that this happened. There's no science behind this. Can you please give me the hypothesis, scientific hypothesis, and experiment for these tides, please? And by the way, neap tides debunk this.
And here's another thing too. If the moon's gravity pulls on seawater, and why doesn't it pull on lake water?
Doesn't make sense.
Your blood is why don't your blood is essentially the same composition as seawater, with the exception of the blood cells that are in it. But that plasma and everything, it's the same. How come a big crowd of people doesn't feel pulled like toward the moon and shit? How come they don't get, I mean, it's just, there's so much it doesn't make sense. And there again, with the gravity holding the air, if the moon's gravity is strong enough to pull water, how come we don't have an atmospheric tide? How come we don't notice a pressure difference because of a full moon or
Well, Sov, I want to ask you a question. The Dead Sea, okay? It's quite a big ocean, the Dead Sea. Why doesn't it have tides?
Same reason
because it's not connected to the rest of the ocean. The reason we have tides is just simply because of the thermohalian currents and weather and topography. That's it. This can be demonstrated. I've demonstrated on my own channel, where you literally have entropy working to create the thermohalian currents, which cause the movements of the water. And because we have topography and we have wind and storms and everything, it's able to move in the way they do. Nothing got to do with the moon, nothing got to do with the sun or gravity. Gravity is not even a force. Again, I can show you with demonstration that water moves with thermodynamics. They can't show a demonstration that gravity causes bulges. There's no science.
And there again, they want to act like it's some kind of a contiguous mass. Like it's all hooked together or some shit. Like, like you could, put hooks in the ocean and pick it up or something. No, it doesn't work. None of that works that way, And so, and like I said, how come we don't feel a pressure difference because the moon pulling on the air? I mean, it would be a lot easier for the moon's gravity to pull on the air than it would to be pulling on the oceans, which are much heavier than the air, right? So we should have some kind of an atmospheric tide that would be noticeable. We don't have that.
I mean, this is another thing.
It's compelling.
But this is also another thing that brings me back to Cavendish, though. When he had it in his shed, did he take into account the moon and the sun's position? I mean, he took into account people's position for the gravitational field. So what about the moon and the sun? Wouldn't that cause a discrepancy in his experiment? Really weird.
Water went somewhere, right? And we all know it's not.
Yeah, water went somewhere. I'm sure you've climbed in a bath before, Soph.
Oh yeah.
As a child, and you've rode, and the water starts moving in the bath like this. Where did the water go when you went this way and the water moved away from your back? It went in front of you.
Yeah.
And then it went back the other way again.
Sure.
And it went back that way again. So when the guy asked, where did the water go? I don't know, away from your location.
Right.
I don't know what else to say. The water just moves around. We have what we call currents. We have...
And if you think about this, the amount of pull that it would require to move billions of gallons of water, right? This gravitational force they're saying is doing it. Why doesn't it start pulling off from the surface, pulling the actual liquid water up off of the surface part of it? I mean, there it is. It's not connected. It can just there should be like a mist coming up or something.
There's something weird happening.
Low tide everywhere on Earth, meaning one place's low tide is another place's high tide. This means there is literally a swell of water at any given time in the middle of the ocean that's higher in one place and lower in the other. This is impossible if the Earth were flat because water always finds its level, right?
Water finds its level when at rest. And by the way, own level when at rest.
Water always needs a what? A container.
A basin, yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
I can't have this drink on the outside of my cup. It must be on the inside of my cup. It must have a container.
Water needs a container, you say?
Yeah.
Well, what do you call all this containerless water?
What do you call all that that
Vapor?
defies gravity?
I call it vapor.
Water vapor is not water. It's a different phase. So this guy doesn't even know the difference between phases.
Apparently not. Oh, look, there's uncontained water floating in the air. Well, it's getting Jesus. What when it turns to liquid water? Guess what they call that? Rain. Stupid.
But so I'm sure clouds have mass, correct?
Sure.
Why is it not attracted to the ground?
Well, because gravity's selective.
Hmm.
It's very, very selective.
I'm still waiting for an answer for that though. Because the water, which has mass, evaporates and goes up and becomes a cloud. It kind of goes against what gravity claims.
No,
This is literally arguments based on people that literally look like they've just got into flat Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Now I wonder why the guy's too shit scared to talk to me.
Yeah, I watched this podcast here. This was pretty good. This guy laid it out there, man. He was blowing some people's minds. And he didn't take any fucking nonsense either. That was what I liked. He didn't take any nonsense. He's like, oh, yeah, get off that crap.
So there's no way that water could just stick to the outside of a spinning ball. Think about it.
Right.
Where's the 1,000-mile-an-hour? Because it's supposed to be.
Oh, wow. Look at it puts up. Argument from incredulity.
Mm-mm.
Oh, wow.
Axis, and it's on an
So
axis.
so listen, not just the ball that's like this. It's a ball like supposedly like this, and that axis also equals to 666. But that's
what?
Oh yeah, that's some whole other shit.
Yes, it is some whole other shit, but unsurprisingly, Lord Jamar is a Christian, as most flirfs tend to be.
Wow. So now he's anti-Christian as well?
He said that like that's a bad thing.
Huh. He does understand that if it means that it works out to 666 and stuff, and Christians see that, it kind of validates the Christian's point that it's a satanic belief system. I'm just saying. And I also want to bring up, based on an axis, it means you have an orientation for your globe. To have an axis means you have orientation. Just saying. So then, yes, you do have a bottom of your ball.
This is because it's the Bible that suggests the earth is flat and has a crystal dome called the firmament.
Again,
anyway,
the Bible doesn't say it's crystal.
Nope.
Doesn't say it's crystal. Doesn't say it's solid ice, or say it's solid crystal or solid rock or whatever. It just says it's a solid firmament, like emerald or crystalline glass. It doesn't say it's crystal. They love to do this as well. It just shows they probably don't read the Bible.
this shows why Godfrey isn't the guy for this discussion, as he brought up the axial tilt of the earth, which doesn't have anything to do with why the ocean is attached to the earth, and it allows Jamar to spread his nonsense even further.
I'm going to put the point back on him for incredulity. Actually, it does have everything to do with the tides, because it's the tilt that means you have closer to the sun and the moon, further away from the sun and moon. Therefore, you have a different amount of force attributed. Therefore, your tides give the bulges. The guy doesn't think, does he?
Doesn't even know. How come we know more about their shit than they do? That's what gets me. That's what gets me. And when it comes to, I get these people say, "Oh, really? Well, what's your firmament made of?" And I'm like, I guess it's made of everything you can see up there. Everything you see up there it is. Boom. That's what it's made of.
Yeah.
Huh? Then they're on to the assuming. You mean to tell me that it's billions and trillions of miles thick? Wait a second. Where are you getting these distances from, bro?
Yeah.
Where do you get that from?
But this is the same as when I say, okay, how high is the firmament? And we say, I don't know. What does it matter how high it is? The fact is, we know there's a firmament because we would be dead right now if there wasn't. What does it make? What does it matter where it is or what it's made out of? The fact is, it's there.
I just throw it back in their court. I say, I don't know. I never measured it. Did you? That's what I say to them. They say, well, how high is your firmament? I say, I don't know. I've never measured it. How high do you think it is? Throw it back in their court. Because now you're going to say, well, it doesn't exist then. No, why? Because I don't know how high it is? We've already gone over it has to exist. So now you're just wanting to argue about where it is and what's it made out of. I don't fucking know. You tell me.
But that's the thing, though. Instead of just backing up their claim that gravity can pull gas down, they try and reverse the burden onto us and say, well, you guys are making a claim now that it's contained. No, it's not a claim. It's a rebuttal based on natural law. You claiming to violate natural law, not us. We're just telling you natural law says this.
Yep.
Not a claim. It's just straightforward. Natural law says you guys are violating it, so it's your burden to prove.
Right.
I don't need to do anything other than just point out to you that your burden is violating natural law.
Well, and also when they go and say, well, we have a pressure gradient. Okay, cool. So what? Well, that's caused by gravity. Oh, can you prove that? There's what I want. You claim that the gradient is caused by, and then what's the next thing they hit you with? Well, what do you think causes it? Well, wait a second. Demonstrate that it's gravity causing it. I can point to all kinds of factors that will reduce pressure. And those factors are present in the upper extremes of our sky. Temperature, dispersal area, composition. There's just 3.
Yep.
Now, show me gravity pulling air. The gradient. No. You're observing something and telling me a story about it. I don't want a story about it. I've already heard your story about it. I want you to demonstrate your story is true through repeatable, demonstrable, scientific experimentation. That's what we want.
Yep.
One thing I've noticed about most flurfs is that they have no concept of just how massive the Earth is. So when they talk about the rotation speed of the planet, 1,000 miles per hour sounds huge to them.
It is. Regardless of size, speed is the same. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Tangential velocity is a thing, whether they want to accept it or not. We've made this many, many times, this analogy, this comparison. A Bugatti Veyron at full speed, okay, that's like 400 kilometers an hour, is only about 120 meters a second. That's damn fast. The globe at the equator is 480 meters a second. Do you see the issue here? Because all they love to do is, now we have to concentrate on revolutions per hour. So that's 1 revolution a day, so it's not fast. Well, that 1 revolution a day is still 1,000 miles an hour at the equator.
It's kind of like saying, it's only 1 light year. Right? Is that still a phenomenal distance? Yes. Yes, indeed it is. Right? Even if it's only 1, it doesn't matter. It's still a phenomenal distance. And so even if this huge thing is rotating at 1 revolution per day, okay, it's still going very, very, very fast.
Yeah, think of it this way. If the claim of conservation of methane didn't exist and I had to jump in the air, in a second, I would be 480 meters that way. In a second.
Yeah, man.
Do you understand how ridiculous that is?
Yep. And that'd be forever changing as you change location too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you got this speed of the earth. I mean, it's going to be decreasing if you go north, increasing as you go south. And then if you're going in a diagonal direction, like if you're going northeast, now you got a whole another ball of wax going on, man, because that thing is changing like at different rates as you going up through it diagonally. I mean, it's ridiculous, man.
Mm-hmm.
People don't think.
By the way, I'm getting people the whole day moaning with me. Oh, you say daylight and sunlight are two different things.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, they're telling me I'm wrong. They say, where did you learn that? I don't know, primary school.
Like a white side.
Yeah, like right now, I've got daylight, no sunlight.
Looks like to me.
A little bit of sunlight I can see way off in the distance, but what's on me right now is daylight.
Exactly, they don't get the difference.
What's that?
I said they don't get the difference.
No.
Earth's size is why that number doesn't matter. The planet rotates once per day. Get on any roller coaster that takes a day to finish its cycle.
Is that roller coaster 24,000 miles in circumference? I can guarantee you guys, if you had to ride a roller coaster the size of the planet Earth, okay, 1,000 miles an hour, you will feel it, even if it takes one lap a day. Are these people that dumb?
Yes, like I said, they're just they're smart by proxy. Okay, they regurgitate shit that they heard said by someone they deem as what they regard as smart or hold some kind of an authoritative place in their minds, and they don't think about the information. They just regurgitate it in an attempt to be smart by proxy. Anybody that can actually digest the information and work it out in their mind, an actual critical thinker, can see through all of this crap. Mm-hmm. They can't. They don't have the ability to critically analyze things.
Exactly.
And that no longer sounds like a fun ride, does it?
What the fuck?
Yes, sir.
Axis of evil?
Anyway, so now you're on an axis, and then you supposedly have land masses that are going on the top, on the side, and on the down under, right? They call it down under for a reason.
Right.
So do you believe that people are upside down right now in Australia, and that rain goes up instead of down? It rains up in Australia.
This is a hilarious demonstration that one was not paying attention in school. First of all, there is no up or down in space.
Hold up. They weren't paying attention in school. In other words, what you were told by an authoritative figure. You didn't hear what the authority told you in the forced indoctrination camp.
But like we just, even what's the name just said, Jamal, just like I said as well. If you have an axial tilt, that's an axis. It's relative to what? The axis is relative to the sun. So that means you have an up and a down. You have an orientation.
Yes.
So down under is the bottom of your ball. Just because you don't want to accept you have a down under doesn't mean you don't have a bottom of a ball.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a top and a bottom to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you don't want to accept, it's there.
Yep. And and I'll tell you, that's the thing right there too. It just goes along with what I was saying. That's a very telling statement. You didn't pay attention in school. I heard that shit in school. What do you mean? I heard that shit in school. The difference between me and this guy is the fact that I questioned it. You just accepted it, put it in the record, and out it comes.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's ridiculous to think someone's antipodal to you. And yes, antipodal literally means they are standing upside down to me. So my feet on the ground is showing down, their feet on the ground upside down to me is showing towards my head. So yes, in Australia, it's raining up relative to me.
Right. And in some places, sideways. It's raining sideways compared to where some people are at. I mean, diagonals, all kinds of crazy shit going on.
Really idiotic. Yeah, it's simple. We learned the same shit as these guys. We just not as gullible as they are.
No.
These directions only make sense on objects that have a large gravitational pull. Gravity is why you feel the direction down, as gravity is pulling you to
Well,
the...
you just contradicted yourself. You said there's no such thing up and down. Now you're saying gravity is why you have down. Let's go rewind that just to make sure. I'm sure that's what he said. There's no up and down, correct?
Hilarious demonstration that one was not paying attention in school. First of all, there is no up or down in space. These directions only make sense on objects that have a large gravitational pull. Gravity is why you feel the direction down, as
You don't have an up or down. But gravity is the reason you have down.
I know. That's what I'm saying. And they're able to hold contradictory shit in their mind as truth.
And I know he's going to say, "Oh, but you missed out the part space." Okay, you're flying tin can ISS. Is it falling down constantly around your globe? That would be a yes.
Yeah.
It's in space, according to you guys.
Sure it is.
Gravity is pulling you to the center of whatever object you happen to be on. Therefore, no matter where you're standing on Earth, you will be standing on the ground and rain will fall to that ground. So yeah, if you happen to be in a place on the planet that's the opposite location of Australia, their rain would be falling towards you. However, Godfrey's podcast takes place in New York City, so rain in Australia...
Oh, he was making a point. He was just making a point. You don't have to be geographically precise. So, it won't really be upside down. He's just making a point.
would be falling relatively towards the Atlantic Ocean, not you in New York.
Do you believe that planes are landing on moving runways? Why can't I go up in a helicopter for an hour if the world is spinning? Why can't I hover for an hour and come back down and be somewhere else?
Because
here we go with the Velcro air.
Require
exactly.
Here we go with the Velcro air. God bless America.
Air to fly. Air is a part of the atmosphere, and as we've already discussed, gravity is holding everything to the Earth, including the atmosphere. Since you were on Earth when you left the ground in the helicopter, you retain the rotational momentum of the planet and are spinning along with the Earth. I think flirfs believe that once they jump off the
Great. So wind doesn't exist.
Nope. Nope. Imagine that. Wow. I can hardly walk. I can hardly walk through this Velcroed air. You know,
it's very weird. I mean, yeah. It's last time I checked, air doesn't stop moving. And we have things called storms and wind. And the wind does seem to change direction, doesn't it?
Well, it goes all different directions, man. It goes all different directions, man. We had a hell of wind coming through here. What was that, yesterday? When that wind or night before last? That wind was howling. I think it was Sunday night, man. It was howling. I couldn't believe it, man. And not going. And which way was it going, man? I think it was going north.
But I mean, have you ever seen anybody demonstrate Velcroed air before?
No. It's like, thinking you can say, okay, I'm going to move this air right here. I'm going to move it over here.
Oh, I don't know. I
What?
don't know. Have you ever seen, for instance, say a gas oxygen molecule stuck to a nitrogen or a hydrogen molecule? Let's just say, do you see any gases stuck to each other and clumped together anywhere?
No.
So what the hell is this going on about? There is no such thing as Velcroed air, although they really want it to be. But I've got to point out something, Mr. Birdman. When you claim conservation of momentum of the air, you throw away your Coriolis effect.
Yeah.
Because you cannot have conservation of angular momentum and Coriolis effect at the same time.
That's what I'm
So you
telling you.
either
Man.
have it, So you either have a Velcroed air, which would mean you only have one reference frame, or you don't have Velcroed air, which would give you two reference frames, so you have observed Coriolis effect. Choose. Can't have it both ways.
Ground, they're no longer on Earth, but the atmosphere is still very much a tangible part of the planet. The laws of motion are easily demonstrated with a car crash. Once the car stops abruptly, your body continues moving in that same direction, and this is why we wear seat belts, Jamar.
Yeah, and also conservation of momentum is not indefinite. So when you slam on the brakes of the car and it moves forward, does it just move forever, or does it stop?
It stops, man.
Oh man. So I don't see. So I want to know. I've asked pilots this as well. Do we see planes fly backwards? Because that's what would happen if you have your Velcroed air. You would see planes fly backwards because they can't go fast enough to counteract the momentum. We don't see this.
Yet they'll claim that Foucault's pendulum will show.
It's weird.
That'll change. How does that work at the same time as the helicopter won't? I'm kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
How many times, Johnny, how many times have you seen a crane sitting there and it just starts swinging? Never, no. If I started it swinging, it'd stop though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it wouldn't
And
just keep going.
And it definitely won't start going like this. It goes in the way it swings, like a pendulum. Weird.
And it gets less and less and less and less and less until it stops.
Dissipates its energy, exactly.
Damn. That makes sense.
No, it doesn't, Godfrey. No, it doesn't.
Why? Restream. Woo-hoo.
It does, but this is what I heard. I was talking to a former fighter pilot, and they get up to 50,000 feet, like 20,000 something more feet. And I said, do you see the curvature of the earth? He says, yes, we do.
He's lying to you. He's a Mason.
Do you see the curvature of Earth? And yet we have high altitude balloons that's gone way higher than 50,000 feet. And no curve.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I guarantee it.
And if his flat earth beliefs didn't convince you that he's a conspiracy nut, the Mason accusations about a person he's never met does the trick. It's also a boomer accusation. I haven't heard someone be called a Mason or a part of the Illuminati since I was in middle school.
Oh, that's because you don't want... Oh, look what's behind you, Sov. Let's quickly make it big. Look at that curve at 120,000 feet.
Yeah, man. So,
but they said they see curve at 50,000 feet. Wow.
So somebody's
What's that black stuff? What's that black stuff behind you? Is that gravity?
That's gravity. That's gravity, man.
Oh man. This is like it said. By the way, guys, I really appreciate everybody here. please hit the likes, share the show. The likes to people, co-current viewers, the ratio is not really adding up, so something's off. Please do hit the likes. Really appreciate it. You guys rock.
These days, it's the woke mind virus.
Damn.
I can agree with the Birdman on that. The woke mind virus. Woke idiots, I 100% agree with that. By the way, Birdman, that makes you a conspiracy theorist now too.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. So he's literally looped in with something he doesn't want to be associated with.
I guarantee you this guy is a Mason.
Really?
Because I have footage where as high as you go, you always see a level plane.
But I thought they didn't let you go up that high, Jamar. So where is this footage you have from a place you aren't allowed to go?
Well, Sov just showed you high altitude footage behind him. There we go. That's from a high altitude balloon. There we go. Nice.
Sounds like someone is lying. It also sounds like someone is deaf, too, because Godfrey says the person he's talking about goes to about 50,000 feet, which is 10 to 20,000 feet higher than commercial airplanes go.
And then if you listen to Neil deGrasse Tyson, your glow priest, he'll tell you even at Felix Baumgartner's height, you wouldn't see the curve.
Right. That's right.
So that's based on your own belief model that your priest still tells you, even at the height that's given. I think Felix Baumgartner was what, 200? Was it 220 or 200,000 feet?
I think it was like 200,000 feet. He was like,
yeah, it's like 4 times the height. He shouldn't see the curve. And by the way, when they showed it inside the capsule, it was like what Sov is showing behind it.
Yeah.
Then when they go to the outside, they show wide angle lenses and they show some CGI because on some of the captions, you see the Xenix sticker there and then it's not there and it's moved position.
Yeah. I've seen that too. That whole thing
is 132,000 feet. So it's about 3 times the height of what that guy flies.
Well, how high was it?
132,000 feet.
132,000. Yeah.
So that's 3 times the height of what that guy flies around about. Yeah.
Well, here's an interesting thing too. People wanted to say, "Oh, you can see the curve of the Earth from there." And if you watch the footage from his helmet, right, as he's going down, you see the Earth go from a concave, it goes convex, flat, and then turns into a cup, and then comes back. It keeps warping like that as he's coming down, and they don't like that. And I also like to point out, that's New Mexico, one state in the United States.
And he stayed there.
And if you think that's the curve of the Earth, then that means that New Mexico is like taking up 1/3 of the planet. Okay, that's what.
Also, one thing I don't think you guys realized that. Remember, he just claimed conservation of momentum with the air.
Mm-hmm.
At 132,000 feet, how much air is there? Hardly anything.
Hardly anything. Yeah, that's what.
So there's nothing moving with his beloved planet, correct?
Oh, yeah.
So when he's falling there through very low air, there's nothing to push him with the moving Earth. So he can't conserve angular momentum with his Velcroed air.
I think
Why did he stay? Why did he literally fall where he dropped?
He landed in he went the wrong direction for the spin of the Earth.
As well.
Yeah.
But that's weird because that goes against everything he just fought for his Velcroed air. Yeah. So Birdman, if you are still listening and you want to rebut something, that would be a point I would love to see you rebut. Well, actually the whole stream, because there's a lot of points brought up that, but that's one I'd love to see.
So what you're saying is you have flown 4 miles higher than any commercial flight goes. I'd love to see the boarding pass.
Really?
You always see a level plane. As high as the observer goes, there is always a level plane. There is no curvature.
Well then, what the hell is this?
A painting?
It's not hard to understand. This
that?
quote unquote photo is a natural violating claimed photo.
You know, you can take a high altitude photograph, right? Crop it into a circle like that and fade the edges. Real
You can use
simple, not hard to. In fact, that's what was done.
You can use an Insta360 to get that effect.
Yep.
You can literally go and make a ultra high definition painting, ultra high resolution model, and stick it in a dark room and light it up and take a photograph with a lens and make it look like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's called studio work, VFX. Heck, Apollo did that. You can still see today where they got the dolly, where they had the camera going around with a moon.
Yeah.
The
Because they had
VFX
to simulate it. And what they say at the end of it, they said they couldn't tell simulation from the real thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's all fake.
That little dark spot right there's where they landed at.
Yeah.
They put the dust light on it. That's little dusty stuff.
This is The Blue Marble, a photograph taken by NASA astronauts in 1972, years before computer graphics and Photoshop were even remotely capable of producing an.
Yeah, because it was done in a studio.
Yeah, nobody had ever done any kind of photo manipulation of any kind prior to the invention of a computer, right?
He does know that VFX literally started in the 1800s.
Dude.
In the 1800s, they started doing video effects.
1800s.
Yeah, I mean, it was early on stuff. You know, people actually taking these ghost photographs and things like that. And people going, oh my God, right?
They were using exposure and moving the camera so it gives that effect.
Yes. I mean, they've known how to do this, manipulate, cut and paste of negatives together, superimpose things over one another. Yeah, it's not a new technique. The computer just made it easy so that anybody can do it. Mm-hmm. That's all that happened there with this guy. He's probably wasn't even born in 1987 yet.
Hey, I was born in 1987, so.
There you go. You're not one of them youngsters.
Image with this level of detail and clarity. Is this not showing the curve of the Earth?
No, because it's not a Earth.
No.
It's a model in a studio. Because you know how we know this? Because you can't violate natural law to take this photograph. Oh, and by the way, the blue marble that they're claiming to use like on the iPhones, which was at Simmons.
Yeah.
It had to be Photoshopped because it had to be.
Yeah.
Why didn't they just use this one? Why did he actually have to go make a Photoshopped one?
They took data and transposed it into an image.
Mm-hmm.
This is what they've been claiming to do this. I mean, we saw a old Periscope documentary about them. The first photographs that they took of, I think it was the moon from space, you know, and how they did it, and it was crazy. They had like these, I guess they were autistic people or something, but they're looking at all these lines of code and deciding what colors they mean and shit. And then they somehow turned that into a photograph. It was really stupid.
It was photogenic.
It's all bullshit. That's all. There's just no way around it. And they make every excuse. Look, here's a picture of it. And well, you know what? Here's a picture of Superman flying along too. Is that real? Is that really a guy flying through the air with a cape on?
But you know what's also interesting, though? Do you know the first version of Photoshop, Adobe Photoshop, came out in 1987?
That's crazy, man.
So the year when this was taken, Photoshop came out.
Well, that was 1977. Was this picture?
1987.
87? He said. Sure. No,
1987.
this was 1972. This photograph was supposedly taken in 1972, and Photoshop didn't come out until longer after
They
that.
said, Photoshop was developed 1987. That's what. Yeah, that was what I was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this would be even real easy to do right here.
Yeah, but like I said,
without
this
a
was
Photoshop.
This was possible with because they used film cameras those days. They used the Hasselblad film cameras, and you could literally just take a dark studio, have a model, put the right amount of exposure and contrast, and take the photo, and there you go. You have your high resolution film photo of Earth. Today it's even easier because today your damn camera on your phone has such good quality. You can do it in 4K on your phone.
Yep, real easy. Look out, dog. Right back.
An image with this level of detail and clarity. Is this not showing the curve of the Earth? Or was the camera a Mason too?
There should be, by Pythagorean's theory, right? There should be 8 inches of curvature per square mile. Visible curvature that you see.
At this point, you can tell Jamar has been watching Flurf YouTube videos in order to prepare for this interview, but was only watching just enough to sound like he knows what he's talking about to people that don't understand these things. First of all, he means 8 inches per mile squared, not 8 inches per square mile.
Yeah, actually, it's correct. But okay.
Those are two entirely different things, with the former being the rate of vertical drop over distance, and the other is a measurement spread out over an area. You would
actually, it is a spread over an area because a sphere is area based. So he's actually right in that compartment too. Not really gonna go.
Use 8 inches per square mile to measure something like how much snow is on the ground, for example. 8 inches per mile squared is the term he's trying to use, but itself is simply a shorthand for measuring the rate of drop height, not an accurate measurement of it.
Actually, it's very accurate.
Yeah.
Maybe this guy should go and look at I Can Science That, where he took all the different claims of your models and measurements and stuff, and he took the 8 inches per mile squared, and he said it was one of the most accurate to over 1,000 miles.
Yep.
But yeah, this is also very pedantic of him saying it's not a squared mile. Actually, it is, because if you have a sphere, think of a spherical square. Okay, on the surface, it in all directions it drops the same amount.
Right.
So it is still actually a mile square.
Yeah.
But they don't like telling us, look, we can't see curve left to right. We can only see curve in front of us. That's why they don't like that. But, as a matter of fact, they're fighting for toilet roll Earth.
Yeah. Well, and to think, if you're out in a ship, my son just came back from a cruise and went down to Aruba, and if you were to think you're on one of those ships out in the ocean, and at every point in time you are on a tangent point, you are on the highest point of the water at all times, no matter where you are.
Exactly.
I mean, that's just freaking ridiculous that everything is dropping off around you in every direction.
Tangent from your feet. But that's why I always make this joke as well. It's like, why is it that when I stand, I put a ball, why doesn't it just roll away from me?
Right. Exactly.
And then, no, but this is the conundrum. If I have you standing, let's say 5 meters from me, if I roll the ball to you, is it rolling uphill to you or downhill to you?
Well, from you, it's rolling downhill. For me, it's rolling uphill.
Weird that.
Yeah, it's dumb. So that's what it's all about. It's about twisting your mind into a pretzel.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
That's what I
Believe
say.
me.
So does the river run uphill or downhill? Because it's relative. Because if I stand here and you stand that way, and the river is flowing downhill from me, but you are now higher than I am, so that means, according to me, it's flowing uphill towards you, but from you, it's flowing downhill. It's contradiction.
Yeah.
I think we'll end that there tonight, and we can carry on. We're definitely gonna. I want to finish this whole 46 minutes because this is like insane. Oh, later on, I see he's got Bob on with his gyro. Oh, and he's got Oren Raw. Oh my word! Okay. Now I know why the guy is like he is.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Makes sense. Okay, so we're right about 13 minutes and 36 seconds.
All right. I remember.
So what do you have to say?
Man, this is what gets me is these people come on and they're so confident in their wrongness. And I think that's what sells it, is that they just go out there and say this bullshit with an air of confidence as though it's just like, oh, if you don't know this, you're retarded. And it's like, dude, have you even investigated any of this? Obviously you haven't, or you wouldn't be making these rudimentary errors in judgment. You know, you're holding on to contradictory ideas for the sake of, I don't know why. Why do people want to hold on to that bullshit so badly? As ridiculous as it is, why would anybody want to hang on to it that hard? You know, to the point where they just fight. I don't know. It's kind of like that fight scene in They Live. You know? And that's like one of the longest fight scenes in movie history.
Really?
Yeah, it like goes on and on. These guys beat the hell out of each other, all over trying to get the guy to wear the sunglasses so he can see this bullshit, right? And then finally, the guy, they're both bloodied up. They've been beating the hell out of each other. And he finally gets the guy to wear the glasses. And then the guy's like, oh my God, how long has it been like this? You know, but it was like that hard. And it's supposed to be that. It's a metaphor for how it is trying to wake people up to the real shit. You know, they're so comfortable in their illusion that they can't see beyond it.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me.
Yeah, it's the truth. Oh man. But yeah, so guys, we definitely gonna do I want to finish this video. I think it'll be quite cool. It's gonna be a few series then.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens maybe tomorrow. But it will be exciting because Friday is gonna be, I'm still gonna have stream, but it's gonna be Kingdom in Context at 10 o'clock Central African time. And then Saturday, I'm trying to find if it's my 5 a.m. or my 6 p.m. that I'm going to be debating on Modern Day Debates. Let me just see who is it going to be again, because I know I'm teaming up with a Marcus, which I'm looking forward to because he actually asked for me.
Oh, wow.
Specifically wanted me to be his partner. So I said, okay, cool. It's going to be against FTFE and Daryl. I have no idea what Daryl is.
God.
But
FTFE.
The subject is about the Apollo moon landings and the flat Earth.
Oh, wow.
So it's going to be a bit different. It's nice. So there's a lot I can play around with.
Have you ever been over? Have you checked out the Apollo detectives?
Yes, I've shown some of their stuff on here
They've
as well.
got
And
a
I've
lot
used
of
some of the stuff in the debate.
Yeah, they got some great shit on there. Yeah, man.
So yeah, no, definitely. But I'll obviously be, hey, Roger. But I'll definitely be throwing in some stuff there like natural law for them to demonstrate to me again. What's up, Roger? Do you want to shout out your GoFundMe quickly?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'm doing a GoFundMe for the final excrement. Will Duffy promised me he'd take me along, so I might as well go for it. See if he actually pulls it off. But I don't think he's going to take me because I'm going to misrepresent him. I guess. I think it's pretty
No,
scripted.
it's because you're not Simon Dan. That's why.
Yeah. I put a little demonstration Taboo did with one of the rocket launches. It's missing over 157 miles of curvature in their math. Yeah, you remember that, don't you? If you want to, their parabolic math doesn't really add up, even with height, especially there too. You still have a horizon.
Exactly.
They should not see anything.
There's a lot of issues. There's a lot of issues with this stuff, man.
Oh yeah.
But
Am I getting a lot of background noise?
Well, I thought Simon Dan was going. Yeah, because that's Duffy put out a video that said that brought the scoreboard up, right? Well, that scoreboard's stupid. That's just somebody who interviewed him. That's all. Okay, Simon Dan's not going, but at first I thought that he was. And I had Jaron worried to death. I said, "Oh my God, man! Now Simon Dan is going on the trip with you," and he's like, "No way!" I says, "Dude."
But that's what I say. People
I
keep
would
asking
catch
why
a
I'm not
felony.
going. I don't want to have to be on a trip.
No, I would get a
those
felony,
people.
bro. I would end up getting a felony. I swear I would.
Think how awkward it must be sitting there on a plane and spending a few days with people like that you can't stand.
Oh no, man. No, that's hell. No.
I'll take one for the team just to sit next to Dan McKeegan or Dave McKeegan. I'd love to do it just for a
Dave
night.
McKeegan, he's one of the guys that I think I would still at least be able to get sort of along with. But the other guys, Globy McGlobeface, Simon Dan, McToon.
I forgot about him. He's going too, right? Yeah. McGlobeface.
And
well, if he gets the money, I don't know. Is he
yeah,
reached the funds?
Money. Well, knowing McToon, he'll probably get it somewhere. That guy has so many connections. He's got his finger in the pot everywhere. So.
Well, yeah, man. That's why I say give my regards to Langley, bitch.
Why doesn't he just take his 10,000 he's got in escrow for his not a challenge and use it there?
Yeah.
Because he's not planning to give it to anybody anyway.
I'm pretty sure the bank would actually loan him money if he had that kind of collateral to begin with. If he wants to really go bad enough, just get a bank loan and do it and pay it off later.
Yeah. He can sell his Lego space rocket to pay for it.
No, not his prized space rocket, not the Legos. Yeah. What do you say on that thing? He teaches kids extreme frisbee.
No, frisbee golf. Frisbee golf.
The fuck is that?
What's extreme frisbee? You take a frisbee and write extreme on it or something?
No, it's like, frisbee golf. Yeah, that's what they're doing. They shoot it back.
Hey kids, we're gonna jump in the air and throw the frisbee.
The 90s called. They want their fad back. You know.
Oh man, that's crazy.
I don't know, man.
But yeah,
I subscribe to an Extreme Frisbee channel. They do like a golf tournament around the Earth.
Around
That's
Earth.
strange. Yeah, around the Earth, not around.
Like what? But anyway, yeah, guys, I think that was a great show. Appreciate everybody. Man. Please hit the likes if you haven't already. Please share the show. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the PayPal against Skeptic and everybody that does for the show. Really appreciate it. I love your space dog, Sam.
Oh yeah, she loves it up here. She's kind of scared because she thinks she might fall.
You have her a suit, right? You got her a little suit to go outside and do EVAs.
Yeah, man. It is getting about time of the year to get her sweater out, though. She don't stay out.
Yeah, you guys are getting cold now. It's winter by you guys.
Yeah,
I see they've already started putting Christmas stuff out, Jabas, now.
Oh yeah, they start that
getting
shit
earlier and earlier every year.
I don't even celebrate Christmas, man. It's like it's a bunch of pagan bullshit, you know. And you find out it's based on Saturnalia. And it's like, no, man, I don't even want nothing to do with this shit. These people have no idea what they're even doing, you know? Mm-hmm. And it's like, well, don't you think it's important to do things with your family and friends? Yes, all the time. Don't just have one time of the year. Right.
It's true. Okay, so yeah, I'll see you guys all tomorrow night. Many, many blessings. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the like, share the show. Some, if he has a show, go to some.
Oh, we got Reefer Roulette tonight on Jaren's
Awesome.
channel at 4:20 Pacific, 7:20 Eastern time. Should be a lot of fun. So the prize money is up to I think it's up past $70 now. So yeah, we have interactive
big money.
You guys should stop doing it when I'm sleeping. How's that sound? You know,
you have to talk. You'll have to talk to Jared about that one. This is his baby.
But yeah, make sure you guys join there, and it's a lot of fun though. Definitely a cool show. And then Roger's gonna probably have a show again as well. He's always got a live. The R&R.
Yep.
And yeah, again, see you guys tomorrow night. Cheerio. May the pleasure.
Thank you.
Blessings.
Wow. That was nice. I'm all by myself. You rock.
Flat Earth made by him, my journey long.